Hello, this is Joanne from my garden by my back patio where I drink my morning coffee and get all my allergy sneezing out of the way. Oh my goodness. Surprised I don't scare all the hummingbirds out of the neighborhood. It is so much fun to wake up and look out my upstairs window and see down here, watch a little hummingbird he was just sitting on a flower stem. Anyways, they are so fun to watch. Brightens my day. The flowers, wanted you to see them. It's an overcast day. It's supposed to be in the hundreds today, or 100. And I have little hummers all over in the flowers on the back side at the moment. Probably because I'm talking and holding the phone up. They're used to seeing me hold my phone up because I video them all the time with my phone. Anyways, these flowers are all doing well. Sometimes in the heat of the day they look really sad, like they're about done blooming, and I need to get some more fertilizer on them. Plants that put out this many blooms have to have fertilizer. So I do use Miracle-Gro Bloom Booster. I do like the regular Morning Glory, or Miracle-Gro plant food. It gives you bigger, healthier plants too, because the bigger the plant is, the more blooms it can produce. And they have to have lots of fertilizer. This Spanish vine, I think last year by now it was blooming everywhere. I've got to go find some pictures and verify that, but I don't know why I can't find any blooms on it. I did put one of the little starts, like the one that's on the ground here, came back from seed. All of those came back from seed. But I put one of those plants in the hanging basket on the front corner of the house, and it has little teeny bloom heads all over it, and they will get bigger, and the flowers and the blooms will get bigger, and the hummingbirds will be really happy because they love those flowers. I don't know why it's not blooming. I thought I put more plant food on them that's less nitrogen. I made that mistake once, and it was October before it bloomed, and literally just produced leaves and leaves and leaves and leaves. So don't make that mistake with your flowers. They don't need a bucket full of nitrogen. They need a little more potassium. There's my little hummers. There's one. There's another one. I have been terrible at catching them in bird baths. And I know hummingbirds play in the water a lot. I'm sorry, I've got 3. I've got one there. Well, one that was on that perch, and another one that was flying back and forth for him. And I'm sorry my neighbor is blasting his music, and if it's copyrighted, then it ruins my video. And hopefully he's going to crank down his music so I don't have to take all the bird sounds off of it, and can talk to you. Anyways, Oh, that's nice. When he first moved in, he said it's my neighborhood, and I like to blast my music, so anyways, peace is wonderful. I make my own noise. Hummingbird squeaks and squeaks and squeals and whistles and whirs and well, if you've heard of hummingbirds, you know you can hear them before you see them. And my husband's always trying to point them out in the flower garden for me, and I always tell him I don't need you to point at him. Every time he raises his arm to point, he scares him away. I think there's a giant bird coming after him. Anyway, they're just, yeah. Who could not hear that? What could be more fun than looking at your flower patch and seeing little hummingbirds perched everywhere on flower stems? It's just just makes my day. That is so cute. Anyways, I know they take baths, but I am not catching them in the bird baths. I would love to, because I make bird baths just for them, and I know what they like. They've got one with water right there that's just really shallow, and for some reason or another, no matter how high I turn it up, it just wants to keep a nice glassy little top, but it is running. And there's a hummingbird right behind this one. The females are so quiet. The males come in, and I mean, the females can make noise. Boy, they can. They can chirp and chirp and chirp and tell them, hey, you back off away from my nest or my food or whatever. This one I designed with a little kind of side shoot, because I have watched so many little hummingbirds sit in the area where the water flows at that angle, and just be able to splash on where the water runs. And I am just surprised, really surprised, the hummingbirds haven't just gone for that one right away. But I do have to say, sorry, my neighbors, we live in town, but he feeds chickens, and he's pouring all of his grains over the fence. He also has all the bees. Anyway, I'm just really surprised the hummingbirds haven't gone for that with that little shoot, and I'm sure I will catch them there sooner or later here this spring, summer. We're already into summer. I just have to set up a camera probably there. Here's my little swing that I made up there in the tree, and they do love perching there. There's another one right in the little, let's see, where are we at? Right there. I have another one up behind my Spanish vine, but the vines have completely covered it. So this is another part of my garden that I sit here and watch. I don't know why that bird bath isn't doing anything. My little flowers. I need to check it out and see what happened. Anyways, lots of bees balm. It gets looking rough if I don't keep it really deadheaded so that it's putting out new blooms. And my big pot of zinnias, wow, that's it's gone big. Lots of purple salvia. I thought about moving some of it over here. I have this the other bird bath here, and I think I might move one of those next to that. My honeysuckle vine is finally starting to come out of it. This is my hummingbird mint, and they love these flowers. It's just been really slow getting blooms, but it's getting there. Lots of catmint around the bottom there. And my elephant ears that have been beat up by storms and grasshoppers. This bee's balm. Oh, you can see a little hummer. He's like, oh, there's still life left in a few of those blooms. I can see them. This right here has been taking forever to bloom, but it is the magenta salvia, and they love it. Oh boy. This is a mixture of Wigelia plant. Those are moonflowers. I should have some morning glories and then the Spanish vine. Something's got to bloom out of that bunch here. It's just I've planted them all down there before, and I planted more and reseeded some, and I wanted this Spanish vine to put some blooms over here. Anything that'll produce more fall blooms or summer blooms, especially up here on this big fence. If they can see it from the other side, it'll bring them into the yard from the other side. Whoops, well, I'm chasing the hummingbirds out every which way I go. The light. The sun is coming out and it is changing all of my light. This has the red salvia that I planted from seed. Has the bubblegum pink petunia and lots of other salvia and hummingbirds. And they are hungry and they enjoy the flowers and they know I'm not going to hurt them, so it's going to come eat anyway. This has a lot of Bacopia, some of these petunias, the little million bells, and verbena. And that has done wonderfully this year. Man, it just... Who could ask for a better hanging basket? This pole's kind of in the way of some of the flowers, but... There we go. They like these great big zinnias. A little bit more on that little trellis of my Spanish vine. Mounds of flowers. They take a 20-inch pot and make a 4-foot bush out of it. Anyways, I can't wait till that vine on the end just is loaded with flowers. I planted another one here. I'm just not sure if it's not getting enough sun, and that I can't do anything about because, well, I had it in the row of flowers right there, but my son was photographing stars at night with a telescope, and he asked me if I could move it, so I did. Funny little hummers. Got the sun soul flowers. Hummingbirds are supposed to like them, but I have not seen one hummingbird go to them. Doesn't mean they don't. But when they have all those salvias, I am pretty sure they much prefer them. And I just don't see any blooms on these yet. I wish. I wish, I wish, I wish. And that bird bath, I am going to unplug it and plug it back in, and it'll bubble again. This is a big vine, lots of leaves. I trimmed off some of the ends of some of these vines in hopes that I would inspire it to produce flowers. What I would love to see is little blooms, and all these just look like more leaves, and more leaves. I'm not sure if some of those up there, little teeny things, might be some blooms. I would sure hope so. Anyways, that is my garden in the backyard, and the joy of watching the hummingbirds. And I have feeders here for them too. Two in the tree over there. One on the side of the house, into the house. Up under the eave. Those are great because when it rains, if you can cover them, they don't fill up with water and ruin the nectar. A lot of people say, I sure am glad that you just grow flowers. And I do grow flowers, but it seems like the females, when they are nesting, especially with the males chasing them around, they have got to have a source where they can get a healthy drink of nectar, for sure. Sometimes they go to a flower and 12 other hummingbirds have been there right before them, and there's no nectar left in that one at the moment. And so that one was wanting to come to the feeder a little close. If I sit down, they will come. But the females need to be able to get that quick drink. And if they can get a quick, good drink, then they will stay here. If they, sorry, I'm trying to plug in a cord behind my back. Anyways, if they can get a good drink, they will. Now, the hummingbirds much prefer that little bubble of water coming up so they can see it's running water. They like to bathe in those bubbles. So, anyways, I am going to say goodbye for today. Forgive the pictures of the ground. I am going to post this before I edit it the other way, or you might not see it. Um, I have the rest of my car to wrap today. I've got hummingbirds everywhere here. I finally have the vinyl for my car, and I've got that job to do if it doesn't get too hot. And gotta let these hummingbirds enjoy their breakfast and their chase. And looking for a job for my husband. So it will give me something to do. Plus, I am replacing my phone today, or upgrading it, because this one is worn out from all the videos I take with it. My phone is still my best camera for videotaping hummingbirds, so the easiest to hold up and not as scary for the birds. So I am impressed with you who can, all these people that can hold a big camera is still enough to go and videotape with it. I just have trouble seeing in that back screen while I'm carrying it around in the light. And anyways, maybe I have a smaller thing I'm trying to focus on, I don't know. But whatever my excuse or reason, I'm just not very good at that. And so I go back to using my phone. So, you have a great day, and thanks for watching, and enjoying my hummingbirds with me. I know they're not mine, they don't belong to me, but I sure do enjoy them coming to stay for a while, no matter how short. No one was coming up to see me, but I just couldn't catch him with my camera. Sorry. Sometimes they're right in front of me, but I just can't get the camera turned the right angle. But they dart in front of me and come up to say hi to me. And they're on feeders. Some of them always take the back side, and some of them are happy to use the front. As I can hear from all the squeaks. They definitely are close. And they have been on the flowers all day. For a while there, they would come in the morning and they'd come in the evening, and every, I don't know, couple hours or so they'd swing through. And I was like, where are they going? They still have more flowers, but there just weren't enough flowers blooming on each platform. So now I've got them. I just got to keep the flowers maintained and deadheaded so that they keep blooming. And for some reason in the evening, a lot of these little blooms fall off, maybe because they've been eaten on all day long between bees and the hummingbirds. And especially these little teeny red blooms. They're pretty small. Anyways, last night it was like I couldn't see any blooms on there, and I thought, it looks like there's a whole bunch more flowers that are going to come off of those. I sure hope they're there in the morning, and sure enough, in the morning they're there. So, you have a great day. Thank you for watching and for all your kind comments, and I will finish drinking my coffee and enjoy watching them for a little while longer before I have to go get some work done. And I'll have her just a perch in there. Gonna hang out with me in the flower garden. Have a great day.